In the last review, I took what I thought was an honest look at the steel wire brush cutter heads that guys like me see flogged all around social media. To me, the product as supplied just didn't live up to the hype. It was hard to fit, and the cutting performance in most of the tests I put it through showed it to be below par. But some of the feedback I received told me that some of the viewers weren't happy, and my spamming of the review on the Facebook advertisements certainly didn't go down well with the dropshipping types that usually sell this sort of thing. Now, it needs to be used on a straight shaft machine, they said. Your little Ryobi was just too gutless to run it, they jeered. Your method of fitment was crap, they yelled. And I agreed, but then again, that was part of the point, because I had to bodge something up to get a supposedly universal fitment attachment to work in the first place. But I'm not one to ignore criticism and call it a day. Now, what we have here is a piece of German engineering magnificence. In the mid-90s, the Stihl FS280K was one of the best brush cutters money could buy, with 2.5 horsepower of two-stroke grunt and bull bar handles and a harness for full control. This is the tool that should remove the tool from this equation. So once again, onto fitment. I removed the bump feed head that had been supplied, and what did I find? Well, the gearbox bolt takes an M12 by 1.5mm nut and washer, which I had to purchase. It seems nothing is easy these days. Eventually, after a few trips, I made something work to get the steel wire head to mount up. Well, or so I thought. Check out the vibration on this first startup, showing something obviously wasn't right. A little bit more messing around and I had it going. Now, I would be lying if I said there wasn't a difference on the head with this machine. The bogging I had suffered from certainly improved, but I think the extra control afforded by the handles and harness made the experience a bit more pleasant. Moving along this fence line, I was able to cut in a way that I would do again, but if your fence is new, it wouldn't be after a date with the steel bristles. Then I got a bit adventurous and tried to knock some weeds out of my vegetable garden. As you can see, it sort of worked okay, but, well, my shoes are full of soil now, aren't they? Then out the back, and you might remember this is where I lost faith in the attachment last time. This time, yes, it was better, but certainly not a master of this kind of work, and the typical 3-prong brush cutter blade that you'd normally get with this kind of machine would certainly do a much better job. Lastly, I wanted to test out what everyone sees in the ad, mowing down weeds growing through concrete. Now, I don't really have that at my place, so I legged it up the street to a local park. You can see that the head performs okay, but then again, it's not exactly making light work of the job. I do wonder if some poison and a shovel might work better here. So all in all, was I wrong in my first review? Well, sort of, and no. Yes, with a more powerful and controllable machine, you'll get better results. But unless you have, I'm guessing, specific type of brush cutter, you're still going to have issues with fitment, it seems. And the overall performance, well, this piece of kit seems to be a jack of all trades, but a master of none.